yourself a favor and please go to this video and read the comments. It will make your day. I have not seen this type of unity from the American people in a very long time. Everyone coming together to ratio Ben Shapiro's video, where he attempts and fails to blame the assassination of the United Healthcare CEO on the left, the evil left. Now, his whole business model is predicated on keeping people divided. That's his whole shtick. But another part of it is that he is literally this type of plutocrat. So of course he's butthurt because not only is he one of the elites who often brags about how he's so famous he has to have security wherever he goes, but his whole job is to do propaganda for the rich and the elites and the 1% and the corporations and the Israeli regime. Literally though, look at his investors. Look at the people who fund Daily Wire.
If you don't like that health insurers often deny coverage for certain pre-existing conditions or non-covered doctors or medication, you can then murder the CEO of a health insurance company. This is revolutionary leftist evil. And it's evil for a couple of reasons. First, violence is not justified in a democracy where your say is part of the process. This is why democracies are generally good, because they outsource the violence to the government. Revolution to overthrow tyranny is justified, but tyranny has to be actually real, and violence has to be the last resort. I didn't like public policy in California, so I picked up my family and my company, and we left. Okay, tyranny is not real in the case of healthcare in the United States.
Geez, there's so much to say in just that short clip, and I got a couple other really good clips from that show, but, you know, I don't want to make this too long. You guys know how I get. I love how he just gives away what a rich piece of shit he is and that he has absolutely no idea what it's like to struggle or get fucked over by a health insurer because he's rich. He doesn't have to worry about that. Dealing with health insurance isn't tyranny. Really, bitch? Tell that to the person dying of a disease that they have to crowdfund on GoFundMe to try to pay for because their health insurance that they also pay for doesn't cover it. Also, the part he said about democracy. That's not how democracy works, man. He said that's why democracies are generally good because they outsource the violence to the government, and then when you live in a democracy, you have a say. You are so close, Benny. You are so close to getting it. Yeah, that's what people have realized, is that they don't have a say. We may live in a democracy in name, but this is not a functioning democracy where the people have a say. The people with money and the elites and the oligarchs and the corporations and the foreign lobbies are the ones who have a say. It's not hard to find what the public supports. If we lived in a democracy, we'd have a higher minimum wage. If we lived in a democracy, corporations would pay taxes. If we lived in a democracy, we'd have paid family leave. If we lived in a democracy, private equity goons wouldn't be able to price regular Americans out of the housing market. But instead, we get a TikTok ban, something that literally no American wants. There was a Princeton study some years ago that found that public opinion had little to no effect on public policy. Do you guys know that the inequality that we live with now is worse than the Gilded Age? You can only squeeze people and fuck them over for so long before people get fed up. Eventually, people are going to start to notice, and they're going to start asking questions about that. And they're going to start wondering why they're getting screwed like that. And it seems as though some people in your audience are actually starting to ask that question and figure that out, which I know is bad for business, but you're going to be okay because your rich benefactors and investors are going to back you and your shitty content no matter what you do. Because clearly you don't understand how healthcare actually operates in this country. And you don't seem to understand how the system actually works either. Or you're just lying. Both can totally be possible. Either way, you don't really seem like you know what you're talking about. So you should probably let people who know what the fuck they're talking about deal with this. And you can go back to making bullshit culture war videos about Barbie and why you're mad at her as a 45-year-old man. Totally normal. Not weird or creepy at all.